Hello and welcome back to my channel Understanding Japan. Today it's time for the second lesson, and of course we continue with the hiragana. Yesterday we did the first sounds, the first syllables in the hiragana alphabet, and that is of course A, I, U, E, O. Today we continue with the five next one, and that is Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Ko. As you can see, we're still using the same basic vowels, A, I, U, E, O, and then we add the K sound. So A becomes Ka. There is something I forgot to mention in the first video, and that is about pronunciation, because we pronounce the sounds differently. We can't think about how we pronounce it in Scandinavian or English or German or anything. I mean, we really need to have the Japanese pronunciation. And for instance, with A, that is really A. And you don't pull it out. All the sounds, all the syllables have the same length. You don't, if you want to have a sound that is longer, we will talk about this later on, you just put like two A after each other. But we'll look at that later on. Right now, focus just on every sound has the same length. And as we start with A, that's really A. And then the next one is, from the last video, is I. And then it's not I. No, it's I. U is really not U or U or anything like that. It's really U. It's like you're pushing the air out of your lungs. Of course, the E is that's easy, like E. And then we have the O. So A, I, U, E, O. And also, one thing that is very important too is never talk with your lips tense. It's not like, we're not French or Italian or something like that. We really, in Japan, you relax the lips and don't move them so much. So you look like, well, I don't know, like John Wayne or something like that. So you're like A, I, U, E, O. Don't move them so much. Never mind that. Let's do the first lesson of today. And that is, we will look at the five new syllables and see how they look and how they sound. So let's start with the Ka. Ka is, this is very simple. That's very simple. I mean, it's very easy to recognize. I don't think, yeah, you will not mix this up with anyone else. This is the Ka. Then we have the Ki. Ki, one good thing, if you talk English, that is, this looks like a key, you know, a key. So that's always, every time I see the key, I'm like, key. But this is a little bit tricky because you can sometimes miscorrectly think that this is sa. And the word sa looks like this. You see, the key and the sa. They are almost identical except for the two lines. Sa, only one, and ki have two. The next one is ku. This is a bird mouth. And I always think about a bird saying cuckoo, like, you know, I don't know, like a small chicken or pigeon or, I don't know, some bird that says cuckoo. Yeah, so this is ku. And then we have ke. Ke is a little bit, it's not a tricky, it's easy to write it, it's not difficult, but it can sometimes, you can mix it with ha, because ha looks like this. You see similarities. The thing is, it's the little, what do you call it, like a pigtail on the ha, because the ke is just straight like a sword. And the last one is ko. This is fairly simple. It's, you know, I would say it's almost like two lines, but one has a little bit of hook. It's easy. That doesn't look so difficult, right? So let's now go down to the writing practice paper and see how do you draw it. And here we have another paper. You can see it's like last lesson. We have the ka, the ki, the ku, the ke, and the ko. So let's start now with the first one. Ka, as you can see, has 4 stroke orders. And so if we start, the first thing we start with is a little, I don't know what we call it, a little hook like this. And this is more like to be able to have the orientation of the rest of the stroke orders. So you start with that one. And then in the middle of the long one here, you started doing a little bit diagonal line. But remember, we need to have the hook here. On this one, a hook. And this one cannot be longer than this hook. Then it's incorrect. The third one, I said it was 4 stroke orders. I'm so stupid. It's 3 stroke orders, of course. So never mind what I said before. 3 stroke orders. And this is the basic. 1, 2, and of course the small 3. Fairly simple. Let's try it now. And of course I have not changed the pen yet. I still have this bad pen. See, go like this, and we go down, hook, line, and let's do a new one. I really don't like this pen. I see that one was not so good. Let's try again. And stop and have, that is better. You see, it's a very simple one. Just remember, this needs to be parallel, have the little bit diagonal, that it's tilted, and have the small hook there, and don't forget that one. Yeah, very simple. Now let's do the key. Now we will talk about something different. Is that about fonts? You know how fonts, how they can look different. And this key, as you can see, have different ways how it's written. And sometimes this line is connected. I will give you an example. This is from one of my old Japanese literature. And here you have 4 examples of fonts. This is a textbook's font, and that is the one you see we're using in the writing practice sheets. And here you see the key is open. No, that's the sa. You see, I'm so stupid. That's the sa and that's the key. But you see both is open. And then we go to the miniature font, and then it has the all the way around, you see. Because this is like written with a real ink pen. Gothic font, you see, and here you have handwriting font when you write with a pen like this. So you need to remember that sometimes they look different, but it's the same characters. Yeah. Interesting. But can be a bit confusing. And now we're back to the key. The key, as you can see, has 4 stroke orders. This time I'll say the correct numbers. And you can see it starts with the 2 parallel lines, but they are tilted. And then you do 1 line straight through them. You see the proportions. And then you have the small banana here. But remember, this banana actually, it should be like, if you think that if you have an ink pen, you pull down this, and then you lift it just a little bit, but do a movement, so it's like that. But when we write it, we take away this thin line that you would have if you did it with an ink pen. Let's try it. Let's see if I can do it. First 1 line, 2 lines, go down. Pretend that you're doing this, but you don't. It was not the most beautiful key I've done in my life. Let's do it again. Pretend and... This, as I said, this is very recognizable hiragana. But remember, ki, 2 lines. Sa only have the upper line. But we will come that in a few lessons down. Actually, it's the lesson tomorrow when I think about it, because the sa, shi, su, se, so comes tomorrow. Okay, never mind. That's tomorrow. Now this is very simple. This is a coco. And as you can see, the k is really a you just do like that. Oh, I didn't see it. It's very easy. Actually, this is not good because you see the proportions. I was a little bit, no, I should do it so it becomes more centered. Yeah, that is better. Let's go to the ke. And the ke, as I said earlier, can be, you can think that it's the ha. You will see when you do like flashcards. Remember that they are very, very similar. They only what one of them, the ha, has a small pigtail. Here again, you have like one line, small hook that represent ink pen's draw. And then we do a line like that. And a sword. I always think of this as a sword. I don't know why. So let's see if we can do this. We go down, small hook, like that, and okay. I always, when I write, like I did many years ago, I always say the sounds loud, ke, every time, because this is the best way to remember anything. That is, you need to do it with your hands. Because when you do it with your hands, it's easy to remember. Okay. And the last one, we have the ko. As I said, this is 2 lines only, but there is something we need to really remember, 2 stroke orders. The first one is the upper one, I should say, is shorter, have a small hook, and the bottom one has a little bit of curvation, you see. Because this, in the old days with ink, it would be like, and then it would be a small line and then a strong line. But we don't use ink anymore, too bad. Let's focus in the middle. And we do like this, small hook, and don't have hook, can be very small. So don't do like this, because then it looks a little bit funny. Yeah, only a little bit hook, and like that. Very good. And that was the ko. So now we have all of them here. Let's zoom out. That was not so difficult, I hope. It's just two of the characters. You need to remember that sometimes you can confuse them with some other one. Like the ki and the ke. Sometimes you think it's the sa and the ha, but they are not. And the sa we will talk about tomorrow. Yeah. Do I have anything else to say? No. This video was much shorter than yesterday. Very good. Now we have done the 10 first characters. We only have 36 more to go of the basic hiraganas. Not the basic, I mean the 46, yeah, the basic sounds. Then we'll do the special hiragana later. This was all for today. Thank you for watching this, and please watch tomorrow. It will be fun tomorrow too, I think. Goodbye.